There we are. Welcome to Once Upon a Sunday. I'm doing fantasy
Ooh.
football draft. I'm doing a fantasy football draft as I'm doing a wrestling podcast. I am so everywhere right now. I think I've drafted every single day this week, and I'm getting tired of it. So, welcome to Real Talk Wrestling, where I can escape and talk wrestling. My true love. I
Yes.
realize that, Chris. It's something I like more than fantasy football. It really is.
Yeah. Well, because it's just fun. You just get to sit back and watch, and fantasy football can sometimes feel like a job, especially with how much you do it. Between all your leagues and your show, and
yes,
I can
too much.
I can get that.
But I'll tell you this. Before we get started, you can find us on Twitter at Josh Kimmel OUS at RTW Chris as well. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm literally in a live draft and I'm about to pick. My team's pretty awesome, of course, like usual. But we had a major pay-per-view last weekend, the biggest pay-per-view of all time. And I remember telling you, Chris, they set the record. And you're like, no, Dallas. And it was your bachelor party, so I didn't want to ruin your parade and rain on your parade. But those numbers are fake. WWE's never sold 81,000 tickets anywhere, ever. Those numbers are all fake. That's been confirmed. That's been known for a while. They fabricate the numbers, but they have to announce the real numbers because they're publicly traded. And the real numbers show they've never broken 81,000 tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So there was 106 in Dallas.
What about
and 91?
For the show that was in? Yeah, what about that show that was in Dallas? How much did that one really sell then? Because I thought that one was capable of having that many seats.
It was capable of it, but it was fake. They never did 81,000. We could look it up. I was listening to a lot of shows and reading a lot of articles about it. I didn't get an exact number, but if you want to go look it up, the numbers are out there, people. They've never broken 81,000. AEW owns the record for the most ticket sales ever in professional wrestling history in one show.
I would be interested to figure out the one that was in Dallas, how much that one is, but we can look that up later.
What? I have Google right here. I'll just go to Real Dallas WrestleMania attendance numbers. See, it says 156,000 history.
No, I know it's not that many. I remember hearing the seating capacity, like whenever that stadium was first built, was like, oh yeah, if they were to have something that wasn't football and you could use the football field, that it
okay.
100,000.
Here it goes. 78,453. 78,453. So,
well, there you go. I mean, I knew they always fabricate. I thought they were capable of, and that place looked packed, so that's why I thought that number maybe was closer to the 100,000. But man, that's a lot extra that they put in there.
And they're able to do that because they're labeled as sports entertainment as it's a television show, so they can boost their numbers. But once they do the reports and all the, because they're publicly traded, they have to give out the real numbers. And that's why we know the real numbers. So they've been lying forever. And it is confirmed that, of course, AEW rules. Now, coming out of this pay-per-view, we didn't see it live. We had to watch it the next day, or I watched it that night afterwards. I missed the first two matches, and I was unable to rewind and watch them. I'm very upset about it, Spectrum. Very upset. Not only because I should be able to watch it whenever I want, right? I bought it. It was a match I was looking forward to. Kenny Omega, Kota, and Hangman versus the Bullet Club Gold and Takeshita. And I heard that match sucked, so I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. It was just very all over the place. Like, it reminds me of the early days of AEW where there was a lot of chaos in the ring and people just wandering in and, these two guys are wrestling. Half the people are on the floor. Oh, and then the bad guys, he's just going to walk in and start fighting, and it's a 2-on-1. And then the babyface is just sitting there watching his friend get beat down and does nothing about it. And it was, I don't know. It was disappointing.
So,
you didn't miss anything. You really didn't.
That's what I figured. Before we go match for match. The overall vibe of All In, like, what was your thoughts watching it now that we saw it finally? All the hype around it. People thought that Tony Khan's numbers were fake. They weren't going to sell anything. I still saw people online, on Twitter, saying, "You see all those empty seats up there? You see all those empty seats? It wasn't a sellout." Are you guys fucking kidding me? You're going to say that? Unreal. But what are your thoughts of the whole show overall?
Well, just to touch on that real quick, any event that is quote unquote sold out, it's whenever they get to a certain amount of tickets, they're allowed to deem themselves as sold out. And then on top of that, there's never going to be a time where every single person that bought a ticket is actually going to show up. Things are going to happen. Their car breaks down, something. So not every seat is going to be filled. It's just a fact of any event that you go to. I don't care if it's a football game. I don't care if it's Taylor Swift concert. It doesn't matter if it's wrestling. There's always going to be a few empty seats.
That's 1000% true. So,
So
show wise, Chris, positive.
show wise.
Was it a fun show? Did it seem like a long watch?
So I feel like there was some of it that was really good and some of it that was okay. It wasn't their best pay per view, which is what I think what we were all hoping for, where we were all setting the bar because they were pushing it like it was going to be their biggest and best ever. But it doesn't quite feel that way because of all the, and it was the stuff we were talking about coming in. A lot of the matches, like the hodgepodge matches, like the one we were just talking about, um, the Stadium Stampede, there was just a lot of people that I'm like, I don't understand why these people are on a team. Like, I still, as we were watching it, I'm like, I don't know who's on whose side. Like, I don't know who I'm rooting for right now because there's so many mixed teams in there. I get it. It's one thing if you have a story set up of like a 4-on-4, a 5-on-5, and at the last minute someone gets hurt and you have to replace that one person, but you can still kind of follow the teams. But I don't know. It just seemed very thrown together for some of the matches. But the ones that were, they had some really good matches. That being, the title, of course, we always knew that the title match was going to be great, especially after their first match. We're like, this is going to be awesome. And then the tag match. Those are two matches that we all had circled saying, we know these are going to be awesome matches. So there was some really good stuff there. I liked the big grand feel of it. We've talked many times on this show, like, what is AEW's WrestleMania? And maybe they could make it All In. But I think the only thing is they would need to rearrange some stuff on their calendar because having this All In, All Out, back to back, it's tough. As a wrestling fan to watch, a pay per view 2 weekends in a row, 7 days apart to watch 2 pay per views is a lot.
It's rough on the wrestlers as well. I mean, look at last night. I didn't watch. Dynamite was on. I had the volume low because I was live streaming a fantasy football draft during it, and I saw it. I saw it live, like I was deaf, and there wasn't a lot of stars on there. People are tied up. I know a lot of people went to Bray Wyatt's funeral or viewing or whatever it was. I do know,
there
but I do
three
know
things keeping people from showing up.
Yeah, and then plus the hurricane here down here in Florida. A lot of people live here, and they couldn't make it to the show because the hurricane. So that's 3 different things that happened where Dynamite was pretty lackluster. But then you look at the All Out in Chicago. You have the situation with your main star, your face of the company, CM Punk, right? He's not going to be there anymore.
Yeah.
You got MJF. Is he wrestling? I don't even know because I didn't really watch Dynamite. He shouldn't. Who's going to defend the title against? So you have a pay-per-view, an All Out, after this huge, gigantic, the biggest show of your life, Tony Khan. And then you're putting on the worst pay-per-view you've ever put on in your life, where it's basically a grand slam. It's a winner is coming. That's what this pay-per-view feels like. It feels like something that should be on television because your main event's probably what? Orange Cassidy versus John Moxley for the international title? What else could your main event be?
Yeah.
Because I can't think of anything else.
I don't know what they're going to do. Like, because how would you come up with title matches for your top titles after they were just defended in 7 days with 2 shows? There's just not enough time. It's a very interesting decision. And like we were talking about before, I'm going to be interested to see what the numbers are on All Out. I don't think they'll be great, but I don't think it's just everyone is going to start jumping to the fact that, oh, AEW is failing because look how bad All Out did. I think a lot of people are going to be in the same boat as us that it's just too much on back-to-back weekends. It's a weird, like, why does All In need to be where it's at on the calendar?
I guess that's the only time you can get Wembley. It's the only time you can get that show booked. I don't know. I will tell you this. I'm not getting All Out. I'm not doing it. No reason to. There, like I said, there's nothing interesting on that show that I even care about. I just saw on Instagram before we logged on that Ricky Starks is going to call out and challenge the Steamboat Dragon fucker to a strap match. I have zero, and I mean zero. I mean less. I would rather watch a fatal four way match with Danhausen, Marco Stunt, the dude with no legs that was in the first All In, and the guy that puts the paper bag on his head. Yeah, there was a guy with no legs in a battle royal in the first All In. I watched it, and
I
you could
don't
put in
remember that.
yeah, and then you could put in Nakazawa as a special guest referee. That would be more entertaining than Ricky Starks versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. That 1000%. Why is this happening?
I don't know because it stems from a few weeks ago, but yeah, I don't know. It's going to make it feel like a secondary pay per view, unfortunately, and
It's not
it's
even a
their Chicago
secondary.
show.
It's a third and dairy. It's a fourth and
Third and dare.
it's going to be the worst pay per view he's ever put on. One thousand
It's
percent.
it's it's basically like the TNT title of pay per views, is what you're saying.
More like the international because that one's being well, they're both being defended. It's the mid card show. Is the TBS title? Yes, TBS titles. Every mid card title you could think of is on the
Yep.
line, and that's an embarrassment. That should
And
be a
I think the ROH tag titles will be there, but probably not the main titles. I think because I think they're doing the battle royal. I think on Saturday to get ready for that. So yeah, all like the secondary titles are going to be on the show.
So let's go back into the positives of All In. I do want to talk about this show specifically. I don't really want to talk about the negatives of CM Punk and his actions and Jack
Nah.
Perry. Jack Perry can be blamed as well. Look, I'm not one of these people who are just blaming CM Punk. I'm blaming both parties. If all accounts are true, and Jack Perry did that, look, everything that CM Punk has done, he was provoked first, every single time. But the problem is, and I'm not taking CM Punk's side. The problem is these guys, Jungle Boy, the Bucks, Hangman, they never expected retaliation. They never expected to get punched in the face back. They thought, hey, we're special. Hey, we're the Bucks. Hey, we're Adam Page. Hey, I'm Jungle Boy. I'm friends with the Bucks. And CM Punk's like, he chokes people out. He punches them in the face. And that's a problem. You can't be punching people in the face. I don't like a lot of people I work with. I'll punch them in the face. And if I could, I still wouldn't. But let's get beyond that. They're both suspended, apparently, allegedly. Um, at this point, you should just fire CM Punk because you can't multiple fights, right?
Mhm.
Too often. But All In was a great show. Do you think CM Punk did all the stuff he did, the Hogan impersonation, this John Cena impersonation, all of it, because he knew, fuck this place, I'm out, because he just beat up Jack Perry and then went out there and wrestled Samoa Joe. And all the reports are true. Like, if they're all true, he was pissed. He wanted to quit. He cussed out Tony Khan and then went out there and had a match. Do you think he went in business for himself and started like taunting as John Cena, as Hulk Hogan, as he's saying, I'm bigger than this company?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like you just said that anytime that he gets into something, he's not going to just take it quietly. He's going to fight back. He's going to make a stand. So yeah, I absolutely think that he did that on purpose. I was wondering at the time because I didn't hear about any of that stuff. Obviously, I stayed off of Twitter, Facebook, since I didn't get to watch it until Monday. So I didn't know anything that was going on in the news. And so when I was watching that, I was like, why is he doing that? Why is he doing the Hogan thing? And why is he doing the Cena thing? And why? But it all made sense afterwards.
I didn't know until about the fight until after the show. No, midway through the show. Because what happened was when I bought the pay-per-view, it was right in the middle of the Young Bucks FTR match. And I was still bright outside. So and I bought it like at 6 o'clock. Or maybe it was 6:30. I don't know. What time did we leave Top Golf? I forgot. Right when I got home, I bought it. As soon as I got home.
Yeah.
And it was in the middle of the match, and I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, pause. Shit, I can't pause. What the hell's going on? So I go, okay, rewind. Oh shit, I can't rewind. I'm like, oh my god, is this live? Am I watching like the second main event right now? Like that's what I thought. I was fucking pissed. Like I was heated. And then so I went online real quick and just looked at I just looked up AEW match card for All In, like whatever, to see like what matches went first. And the first thing I saw, Chris, MJF wins. That's the first thing I saw. So I just closed it real quick, didn't see anything else. But I expected MJF to win, so I didn't really care if that was spoiled for me or not. I expected him to win. I didn't know how he won. I didn't know if he turned heel. I didn't know anything. I just saw that he won. So then I'm like, okay, I'm watching it a replay because then I saw when the Young Bucks won or something like that. There was fire, or when the FTR won, there was fireworks or whatever. I don't know. So I'm like, oh, it's daytime. What am I talking about? Oh, so I didn't see the CM Punk shit live. So then I went on Twitter and I saw the Jack Perry stuff, and that's when I texted you. I'm like, it's not a spoiler, but your boy's ahead again.
Yep.
But I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry, I'm on the clock right now. Should I go Zay Flowers? You know it.
Oh yeah.
I was Zay Flowers. So anyway, I feel like this match card was just all hardcore matches. Every match had no rules. The trios title, no rules. The Anarchy, and what I tell you, Chris, I said it's not going to be a stadium stampede. It's going to be an Anarchy in the arena match, Anarchy in the stadium match.
Yeah,
No
that's
rules.
all it was.
It looks like there was many matches, no rules, no tag teams. What other matches had no? The only matches that had rules were Chris Jericho and Ospreay, and CM Punk and Joe. I think everything else was no DQ. I don't know, understand.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a nod to back whenever they had the first All In and all the rules they had back then. Maybe that's what they were doing.
It was just hard to keep up with. There was a couple matches I skipped intentionally, but not intentionally. I saw the women come out, and do their entrances, and Sheeta came out, and I'm like, all right, I got time to go. I think I was getting something out of the oven, like a ravioli or a lasagna I made for the kids. I'm like, all right, I got time for this. And then I go downstairs, and it's like 4 minutes left on the oven. I'm like, okay, here's what I'm missing in my mind. I bet you Saraya and Tony Storm are both going to try to pin somebody. They're going to fight, and then they're going to be upset about it. They're going to push each other, and then all of a sudden, all hell's going to break loose, and Saraya's going to eventually win, like I said, and pin Tony Storm. Like I said on the other show before, the show before this. I come back. Legitimately, there was entrances for the next match. I missed everything, and I did not go back to watch anything. I have no idea what happened.
It was I thought it was oddly short considering the other matches were going like they all felt like 20, 25-minute matches. I don't know what the actual match time was, but they felt long. And then that one was like 8 minutes. Like,
that's because what? Saraya can't go, and it was a bad idea to put the title on her. I understand why they did it, but I told you.
But if she can't go, why not? You got 3 other people in the ring.
Because Tony Khan doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Let's be honest. Knock her out on the side of the ring for a while if she can't go. And then, well, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do now with the title. But yeah, that's what happened. They both went to go pin. Who was it? I don't even remember which one it was that they were both going to pin, but they did that. And they're like, wait, that's not what we talked about. And then they kept trying to do it over and over. And then, yeah, that's when they kind of got into the shoving match.
I mean, it's the same old story over and over and over again. 2 friends want the title, and then they betray each other.
Listen, and it might be the end of the outcast. So let's look at the positive here.
But the negative is Saraya has a title, and she's god awful. She's one of the worst. She's wrestled what 3 times in her career in AEW, and she's a champion. Is that a problem to anyone else but me? I just don't understand what the booking decision there was at all. You didn't make Saraya look strong at all going into this at all.
Yeah, well, she's largely been not on TV though. I feel like
it's because she's awful. She's not good. So I just don't understand.
I think the person that seems like they gained the most out of this was Tony Storm with her little character gimmick change. I don't know if you've been paying attention to that or seeing that, but
she's just a crybaby now, right?
Yeah, but she's got like her like proper, British accent, proper.
But she's not British. She's Australian.
I know, but her accent that she's doing, it sounds British to me.
I know it sounds British, but it's confusing me. I'm like, what is she? British? Is she Australian?
She's pulling a Kofi Kingston, all right?
I guess she is. No, I mean, look, I'm not a huge Tony Storm fan. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm more if I had to pick a woman to carry that title, to carry that brand, she was in the stands. They showed her multiple times.
There it is.
They showed her multiple times, and it's only a matter of time before she is on that television show, and she's winning that title.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she was the biggest star there. Honestly, there was not one bigger star than Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné or Mercedes Veron. There's not one bigger star there. You couldn't name one. And I'm talking about the whole card. Not
Yeah.
one. No, are you serious?
MJF done. I
He's
already
not a
did
bigger.
it.
Oh,
One
is he,
try.
oh is he in Star Wars? Oh, is he does he have a Star Wars action figure? Because I know Mercedes does. See, does I don't think he does. Star Wars is bigger than almost anything in the world, and she's a
And
character on the
she
show.
and she had a small part in it. You're right.
Oh, she's still on the show. She's been there for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
so
because she's not wrestling, so she's got the time.
she's not wrestling. Oh, Chris, but
I
she's
know
gonna be there
that's
soon.
I know. I think we can all tell she's gonna be there before too long. And then you're gonna start hyping up the women's division.
As
Do
long
you
as
think
she's,
do you think once she gets there that they get out of the 9:30 cooldown spot
I think I don't.
for more than a quick flash in the pan, because of course they will when she first gets there. But
Well,
beyond that, do you think they
I
can finally find their way out of that 9:30 slot, or is that just the official women's spot of AEW?
I don't think she signs a long term deal with AEW. I think that she wants to stay roaming, do what she wants, go to New Japan, go to here, go there, be in a movie, wrestle
But,
wherever she wants. I think she's gonna be like a Will Ospreay.
but why not sign with AEW? Because you can do those things there.
Why
You
would
can
you
go to
want to
New
go?
Japan.
Okay,
Clearly, a lot
let
of
me
them
ask
do that.
let me ask you a question. When you're reading the dirt sheets, when you're seeing the rumors, and most of these rumors that come out are kind of true. I mean, this has been proven. Why do you want to be there? As I'm looking at, as I'm an outsider, and I'm going, man, if I'm a free agent, if I'm a hot free agent, I'm like, man, we got guys choking people out in the back, we got people bullying, we got people, you wanting to use real glass and telling people off on the camera. We got so much chaos. We don't have a boss backstage. We have a child running this organization. Why would you just want to commit? Imagine if your workplace was that hectic, literally, because AEW's proven to be one of the most hectic workplaces in America. It's
In
awful.
America, in all of America.
Chris, do you have people choking you out at work? I'm just asking you a question. Do you?
No, but
Do you
there's not
have
a lot of
people?
people at my office.
Do you have
So
people on Twitter threatening to beat someone up if they show up, like Andrade and Sammy Guevara? This is beyond just
I
CM Punk.
don't
This is
follow
like,
any of my coworkers on social media, so I cannot confirm or deny if they
well,
do
what
that.
I'm
They might.
saying is, so do you think Mercedes wants to deal with that bullshit? That's all I'm asking. Because she has the freedom, she has the leverage, she has the power. She could do whatever she wants. She could say, "Hey Tony, I'm gonna do this date, this date, this date, and that's all I'm doing. Pay me a bit, pay me what I'm worth, and
She
she'll
could do
get paid."
that.
Oh, I would.
She could do that. But if she did that, do you think they would ever put a belt on her if she's a part-time, starting out part-timer? And don't you think she would want a belt? I know
She'd be the
you would put a
she'd
belt on her.
she'd be the
I know you
biggest.
would.
She would immediately be the biggest star that company's ever had.
And $1 million a week, right? You still sticking to that million a week?
They're close. They're like 820 a week. So
But
yeah,
but with Mercedes, they're gonna be $1 million a week.
I think so. Yeah, I really do. If they put her on
Okay.
Dynamite, which I don't think she'd go to Dynamite. I think she'd go to Collision because they
Why?
want
Why do you
they
think she would go over there?
because those ratings are bad and they want eyes on the product. Think about all the people that we like. Normally, like we do like Samoa Joe, we do like FTR, we do like Chris Statlander, we do like Ricky Starks, we do like Christian Cage. Like I'm just naming all these people that are Collision, are always on Collision. Bullet Club Gold, they're on Collision. The best wrestlers, whether we like the Bucks, we like Omega, I like those guys. But the best pure wrestlers are on Collision. Collision is a wrestling show. Collision is like their professional wrestling show, whereas Dynamite's more of AEW, more fun, more jokes, more Texas Chainsaw match. Like, do you think that Texas Chainsaw match would happen on Collision? It wouldn't. So
Not
that's why
right
I think
now. I mean, it could be down the road, but not
no,
right
no,
now.
no, 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 no. That show is too serious. That's the thing that CM Punk said to Jack Perry, because he wanted to do that spot on Collision, the whole glass spot, and CM Punk literally said, "Nah, we don't do that shit here. Go back to Wednesday and do that shit." That's pretty much what he told him. That's
No.
confirmed. So when you have people like him or Andrade or Malachi Black, these are all guys that came out of a system. Miro, these are all like the serious, like ex WWE, like guys that you would call the professionals. Whereas you guys, the guys on Dynamite, you would just call them the trampoline cowboys, the backyard wrestlers. Look, and I'm into that too. I am. But I'm just calling a fact to fact. Mercedes is going to go to Collision just because she's a professional. She probably doesn't want to deal with the whole DMD drama and the whole Ruby. Who else is there? All those little punks. Did you see what DMD did? Britt Baker?
I don't know. That depends. What did she do?
She ain't doing anything wrong. But somebody, a podcaster, I think I told you this on Bachelor Party. He told the story because I listened to it. He gets to United Kingdom. The first person he sees is Adam Cole and Britt Baker. And they apparently are like next to each other. And he's like, hey, I don't know if you know who I am, but I do a podcast, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, yeah, let's take a picture, whatever. Let's have fun. Literally, like 5 minutes later, gets on Instagram or Twitter. Oh, you wouldn't believe these fanboys out here trashing me online. But once they get here, they're all shaking and want my autograph. Why'd you have to do that, Britt? Why do you have to be a bully? You just prove right there you're a bully. I don't need to hear these rumors. I know you're a bully by doing that shit. So why would you think Mercedes would want to go there with Britt Baker? Come on. Fuck Britt Baker. I'm so over her. Fuck her.
We'll see. I bet you she does end up on some Dynamite, though.
Because it's the highest rated show, because it's where all the people watch. Because
it's their flagship show.
It's because it's Wednesday night. Nobody's watching wrestling. And plus Saturday Night Football, college football is coming up, this week?
It's coming up in about 1 minute.
Oh, there's college football on?
Yeah. My team is on in about 1 minute.
Who's playing?
Florida Gators.
Who are they playing, though? Like
Utah. Hey, Utah's ranked. Utah's ranked.
College football sucks, man. I honestly don't watch college football because I don't know who's in a conference anymore. The conferences don't make sense. Nothing makes sense anymore. It's like, hey, yeah.
Don't lie. You don't watch anymore because Miami is terrible.
I don't watch anymore because I don't like how I don't think the players should get paid.
No.
If we're going to talk about
conversation for a whole other podcast, right?
I mean, hell, I know many people that would die, that would kill for a college scholarship, a free to ride to college. I know a million people that would do that. I'm one of them. And these fucking athletes don't think that's not good enough. Fuck them. Anyway,
I have a lot to say about that, but we'll save that for a different podcast or a different conversation.
Yeah, I understand. Listen. All right, back to wrestling. Let's just get to Adam Cole, MJF, and we'll go into some other ones. This is the most important match to me. I liked the way they did it. I liked how it was a constant drama, constant story, constant is MJF going to turn heel? But I think they did it too much. There was too many times where he's like, no, I can't do it. Or he's going to reach in for the ring. Oh, I can't do it. It would have been more effective if he did it maybe once or twice. But it seems like he did it at least 20 times.
Yeah, they're really overselling it.
Yes, overselling it. Adam Cole really worked as a great heel. He was awesome as a heel. I think Adam Cole should turn heel eventually. I think he will.
Yeah.
I think they're waiting. I don't know till when. I don't know why. But let me tell you, this guy was almost in tears when MJF realized that Adam Cole was just using him to get to the title. And I say that as in MJF realized this. Not that he thought he was doing it. No, Adam Cole is using MJF to get to the title. And that's going to come out later in the weeks. That's a spoiler. That's not a prediction. Seriously. But I love the end when he threw the title at him, because that right there proves MJF. Remember what he said in that promo? This title means more than anything to him. Remember he said that?
Yep.
At the very end, he threw the title at him. He goes, you want it? It's yours. I don't care about it. Because he just proved right there the friendship was way more important than the title ever was.
Yep.
And that was a great moment. I freaking marked out. I'm like, don't do it, Adam. Because I told you I didn't think it was going to happen.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't have been surprised. Sorry, I'm drafting right now.
Who are you picking this round?
Tank Bigsby, Zeke Elliott, or they're all trash.
So weird to think, what, a year removed? Wasn't Zeke a round 2, round 3 pick last year, and now he's going in whatever round that you're looking at with Tank Bigsby?
I'm in round 12.
Round 12 now. Shows you just how fast they fall off.
That's true. Okay. Where was I? Yes, the whole point, the whole very end of the match, where Roddy Strong is like, do it, hit him, and MJF is like just waiting. They've done this almost every single show for the past 2 months now. I feel like something's got to happen.
Yeah.
Something has to happen eventually. So I want to ask you. I've already given my opinion. What happens, Chris?
What happens? I feel like like you said, we've discussed it a few times, but it's got to be MJF catching, and I feel like they've already hinted at it a little bit, where he's going to catch Adam Cole talking about him behind his back. He's got to turn on him, but still come out as the face, and Adam Cole still come out as the heel. But he's just got to outsmart him.
I don't know if I want that anymore. I want MJF full baby face, and I want Adam Cole full heel.
Yeah, but no, I think that it is like the turn happens because you realize that Adam Cole is a scumbag and that MJF has like seen a new light. And like you said, he's realizing that something is more important than the title. It's his friendship. I feel like it's already leaning that way now that MJF is already leaning as a babyface. So he turns on him, but he doesn't turn heel, if that makes sense. Like, because he just realizes, oh, this freaking Adam Cole guy, he used me the whole time, but I'm not going to let him get to my title because he took away our friendship. So I'm going to take away this title. I'm going to knock him out now, and then I'm going to walk away. And I think the crowd will cheer him, and then Adam Cole will turn. It'll be a good double turn.
I wouldn't mind that, but I do want to see MJF get his ass beat down. We've never seen a beat down of MJF, where like a Sami Zayn gets beat down. Or did your ESPN turn off? I am furious. Both my ESPN 1 and 2 are black screens. And as soon as the college football game started, I am furious right now. And I want to go punch someone in the face because I just want to watch football.
Nope, mine is, I'm pretty sure this is the game, Florida at Utah.
Awesome. Mine's a 1000% black screen. Both ESPNs are out. So awesome. Anyway, so I just want to see Adam Cole just beat the out of MJF, leave him bloodied. We've never, like I said, we've never seen that happen to MJF ever.
Yeah,
that would be something new and fresh. I don't expect it to happen. I'm excited to see where this goes. I think this is the best story in all of wrestling. Period. I just think it's just been so much fun, and I don't know how they can end it.
Yeah, no, I think that's it though. I want MJF to turn, and then maybe after he makes his turn and they're kind of split up, then maybe Adam Cole and Roderick Strong come out and jump him, a week or two later, and then you get your beat up MJF.
Okay, I can hang with that.
So you still get the good story, and you get your beat down.
Can we talk about how Chris Jericho proved us all wrong in that match? Was freaking awesome.
Yep.
Can we just talk about that for like a quick 5 minutes?
Yep.
The concert sucked.
It was all right.
No, it sucked. I can do. You want me to do it, Chris?
Let's hear it.
I'm Jericho. You are beautiful on the inside. Oye, oye, and that was it. I'm like, wait, dude, you're not rocking out. Like you're not. I just hated it. I wish I get it. It was a cool moment for him. Fozzy can literally say, "We played Wembley Stadium." I get why they did it. I'm not hating them at all. I was up here with my expectations of like this is gonna be awesome. And it left me like I'd rather hear the fucking Swerve rapper again.
No.
I don't know, but the match was great. And we said it. Will Ospreay has to carry this match, and he carried Chris Jericho to a 4-star match. I think that was one of the best. Okay. The problem with AEW is there's so much stuff going on everywhere. You got flips, chairs, barbed wire, everything you could think of. It's hard to remember spots because there's so many of them. I remember this Jericho match almost play by play because it was that good to me. I feel like it was one of the best matches on the card because it made sense. The story was there. Jericho gave it his all, and it wasn't always constant flipping, chairs, barbed wire, tacks, glass. Like it was just a regular wrestling match. And I was thinking about this last night. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25. I remember everything about it. Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels. Remember almost everything about it. A couple of Rock and Austin matches. Remember, but I can't remember what the fuck happened in the last Kenny Omega Ospreay match because there was so much going on. I can't remember one damn thing.
Yeah,
I just can't.
Just too many high spots.
Exactly. So when the spots mattered, Jericho made them matter, and that's what I appreciate about that match. He proved us all wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to bring that up too if you didn't bring that up. So, and I have to admit, I did not closely watch the beginning of the match because
Oh,
I was kind of thinking like, this match is just going to be so underwhelming. So I was kind of, admittingly, I was kind of playing around on my phone a little bit, looking at some different stuff. And then I was kind of like watching, kind of not. And then I was like, every time I look up and I'll watch for a bit, I'm like, it's pretty good. And then eventually I'm like, all right, I got to set my phone down and watch the rest of this match. And I'm like, this one went a lot smoother and a lot better than we both thought it would be. So I don't know. Maybe it was even
the
third or
crowd.
third or fourth best match of the night.
Yes, the crowd was hot during this match because they wanted
Mm-hmm.
Ospreay to win. He was the baby face and
Yep.
Jericho was the heel. Jericho even worked heel. He even actually worked heel most of the match.
Yep.
He even did his classic like pin, which I love. That match was great. I'll tell you the match I put my phone on for is the Acclaimed versus the House of White. Um, where I don't understand why they wore all white. Are they turning baby faces? Do you think?
I have no idea what they're going to do with them now.
Well, they were wearing white. The very end of the match, they handed the titles over like they're baby faces. Here, you earned it, guys. What? Is this the same stable that steals masks and steals boots and destroys things but all of a sudden you're like, yeah, we lost fair and square. Here's your titles. Like here it is. Like what the fuck was that? I can't figure it out.
I don't know, but that reminds me of something real quick. One thing that you did miss on Dynamite, maybe you saw it on Twitter though. There is new trios titles.
Yeah, the scissors titles.
Okay. Okay.
I
I
saw
figured
those.
you had there was no way that you could have missed that.
Yeah, I saw those. I was on Twitter today. I did see those. Those were pretty cool. And plus, I saw them. I'm telling you, I was sitting right here doing the draft and watching TV. I saw everything. I just couldn't hear what. I don't know if At one point, Sammy Guevara and Jericho looked like they hated each other, and then they were friends in the end. I'm like, okay.
Yes. Yeah, because they were talking things out. Everything was cool. And then Jericho was talking about, oh, I could have maybe won the match if I would have done this better, or I would have done that better, or maybe you would have hit him with the chair a little harder. I don't know. There's lots of things that could have happened. And then Sammy's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you mean? Go back to that last one. He's like, yeah, I could have tried a little harder. He goes, no, the other thing. He goes, oh, you could have maybe hit him a little harder with the chair. And then that's when it changed from good to bad to then they worked through it and then they were good again. So yes, you were spot on with how their mood was.
Are they going to be a tag team?
Yes.
That's what
And
that's what we wanted.
the sex gods are back, and I think they are going for they're going to try and go for the tag titles.
Dude, them and FTR in a feud. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Because think about it. FTR is never in a story. What's the last story they were in? Feud.
Well, this one with the Young Bucks, though, there's some backstory.
What was the feud?
They're always about talking about who is. God damn it! Talking about who they just gave up a bomb of a touchdown.
I couldn't tell because my screen's black.
Yep. Nope. Florida had the ball first, did nothing with it, and Utah scored on a bomb play, and we're only not even 2 minutes into the game, and they're already down 7-0. It's going to be bad game.
I'm watching
70-yard touchdown.
Nebraska and Minnesota.
Ooh, it's terrible.
It's on. At least it's not blacked out. I'll tell you that.
So, anyways, but no, it was their story. They touched on it about which team is the best and how much they've hated each other, and how Young Bucks were taking shots at them all the way back whenever they were in WWE. So yeah, it isn't like a huge. There wasn't a ton of substance to it compared to like the MJF Adam Cole, but there is some story to it. But I get what you're saying because a lot of their matches are about the matches than it is the stories for FTR.
And it'd be really cool to get Jericho to get them like cut some promos on them, like, "Hey, I was in WWE and you guys were just job guys, you losers," and like just cut them down. Be heels, or FTR could be I don't know if they're gonna be heels or not, Jericho and Sammy, but that was weird though. Sammy did hit Ospreay with a chair, and they were supposed to be the baby faces.
Yeah,
I want to bring this up because I saw it on Twitter. This has nothing to do with All In. This has to do with Orange Cassidy. We're shifting gears real quick, and this is gonna be the last topic of the show because I do want to watch college football, and we are getting to the finish point. Orange Cassidy cut a promo at the very end, and I watched this. I turned it up because my draft was over, and that's the final thing I saw. So we're getting Jon Moxley and Orange Cassidy for the international championship, like I thought was going to happen. there's finally a story to this title. This title finally means a little bit. For the first time ever in the history of this belt, it has a story. And I just want to say I'm happy for it. I hope Moxley doesn't win it. I hope Orange Cassidy retains.
Really?
I really do. Yeah, I hate Moxley. I've gone to the point where I just hate Moxley. I hate everything he does. It's an embarrassment that he's putting skews in his head and he looks like a
Oof,
fucking
yeah,
clown.
that
It's not
was
even like
weird.
hardcore cool. It's just embarrassing at this point. He's
Yeah.
an embarrassing wrestler. He's embarrassing to watch. Everything he does sucks. And I've realized that once you watch him, he just doesn't sell anything. He doesn't know how to like talk to you without. He just walks up to Nick Jackson. Hey, we're gonna do. He sucks, and he doesn't try to hide anything. And I'm kind of over him, so I don't want to see him carry a secondary title. Although he might do something with it, but odds are he won't. Whereas Orange
Yeah.
Cassidy,
I think it could be changing hands.
I think so too. I think Orange Cassidy's gonna lose, but I just hope he doesn't. That's all. I just
No.
hope he doesn't lose.
No.
Which is crazy that I'm saying this.
I know. And this is probably the one that he's going to lose it on. All this time you've been rooting for him to lose. Now you want him to win, and he's going to lose.
Room for him to lose against who? Jobbers that he fights every week?
Hey, Swerve should have won the title.
I
a long time
believe
ago.
yes. In that
He is
Swerve
the
match,
one.
in that
Him and there
Swerve
was
match,
one other shortly after, but go ahead.
in that Swerve match and All In with Sting and Darby should have meant more with like with an international title. It's anything on the line.
Yeah.
But it was just a meaningless match where Sting is a fucking psychopath. By the way, he just jumps off a ladder, jumps off of tables, or jumps off of the ring onto the tables. Freaking nuts. He's 64 years old.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna get out of here, guys. We're gonna cut this one and we're gonna watch some college football. So we'll be back next week talking about how we didn't watch All Out, or maybe we watched it on TikTok streams. That's probably what we're gonna do.
Yep.
Because I'm not ordering this thing. And we'll be back, and maybe we'll get some clarity on CM Punk. Maybe CM Punk comes back, and there was nothing else going on. It was all work. We're all tied up for nothing. All right, Chris. Any last words before we get out of here?
Tony Khan, if you're watching this, and I know you are, please separate your pay-per-views.
Tony Khan, if you're hearing this, and I know you are, stop being a fucking mark and take control of your company.